Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk to you about a matter that affects every aspect of your life, your thinking. Thoughts are the building blocks of your destiny. If you can change your thinking, you can change your life. So today I want to challenge you to kill your negative thinking. We must understand that the mind is the battlefield of our lives. What happens in your mind determines what happens in your world. And if you allow negative thinking to dominate, it will paralyze you and keep you from reaching your potential. You may have dreams, but negative thinking will tell you that you're not good enough. You may have goals, but negative thinking will whisper that you'll never make it. These thoughts, if left unchecked, can destroy the very essence of who you are. But where does this negative thinking come from? It's rooted in our past experiences, the fears we've carried, and the doubts we've entertained for far too long. We live in a world that constantly bombards us with messages of inadequacy. And if we're not careful, those voices become our internal dialogue. I want you to understand that the mind is a battlefield. There's a war going on, and you must choose which side will win. Every day you are presented with two choices: to think thoughts that empower you or to think thoughts that weaken you. And here's the truth: what you think, you become. If you constantly think negatively, your words will reflect it. The power of life and death is in the tongue. And many people speak death over their lives because they've allowed negative thinking to take root. But today we must reverse that. We must speak life. Your words have the power to shape your reality. So instead of saying, I can't say I will, instead of saying, I'm not capable, declare, I am more than enough. To kill your negative thinking, you must renew your mind daily. This is not a one-time event, it's a lifelong process. Every day you must intentionally feed your mind with thoughts that align with your purpose. Read things that inspire you. Meditate on truths that elevate you. And affirm who you are becoming, not who you were. That's how you begin to renew your mind and kill the negative thoughts that try to hold you back. Another key to killing negative thinking is surrounding yourself with positivity. Show me your friends and I'll show you your future. The people around you either pull you up or drag you down. If you're constantly around negative people, their thoughts will seep into your mind. But if you're surrounded by people who encourage, uplift, and challenge you to be your best, your mind will be filled with possibility. Finally, let me remind you of this simple truth: action is the antidote to overthinking. If you want to silence those negative thoughts, start moving. Take action toward your goals, even if it's a small step. Action kills fear, and as you move, your confidence grows. The more you act, the more those negative thoughts lose their power. Ladies and gentlemen, today is the day to kill your negative thinking. Don't allow your past, your fears, or your doubts to dictate your future. Your thoughts shape your life, so choose to think thoughts that will take you higher. Surround yourself with positivity, renew your mind daily, and take action toward your destiny. Your life is shaped by the thoughts you hold in your mind. Every action, every decision, every step you take in life first begins as a thought. We often underestimate the power that our thoughts carry, but they are the architects of our future. What you think about consistently, you become. If you dwell on thoughts of failure, inadequacy, or fear, those thoughts will manifest in your actions and eventually in your reality. On the other hand, if you train your mind to focus on success, growth, and possibilities, you will naturally align yourself with the paths that lead to those outcomes. The truth is, nothing in life happens until it first happens in your mind. Your thoughts are seeds, and whatever you plant will grow. Think of your mind as fertile ground, whether you plant seeds of doubt or seeds of hope. Those seeds of hope, those seeds will grow into something real and tangible in your life. This is why it is crucial to guard your thoughts carefully. Many people sabotage their own success, not because they lack the ability, but because their thoughts have convinced them that they are incapable or unworthy. They allow limiting beliefs to create a ceiling over their potential. You must understand that your thoughts have creative power. The life you live today is the result of the thoughts you allowed to shape your decisions yesterday. If you want to change your life, you must start by changing your thoughts. A person who thinks they are bound for greatness will walk differently, talk differently, and make different choices than someone who believes they are destined to fail. The difference between the two isn't always talent or resources, it's the mindset they carry. But here's the beauty of it: you have the ability to control your thoughts. You are not a victim of the ideas that randomly enter your mind. You can choose what you focus on, and by choosing the right thoughts, you can change the direction of your life. Instead of entertaining thoughts that drain you, choose to think thoughts that empower you. Instead of allowing fear to guide you, let faith and vision lead the way. Your mind is your greatest asset, and it's within your power to use it to create the life you desire. Once you grasp the power of your thoughts, you will no longer allow negativity, fear, or doubt to take residence in your mind. You will guard your thoughts with intention, knowing that what you focus on expands. By aligning your thoughts with your purpose and potential, you unlock the doors to a future filled with promise. Negative thinking is more destructive than most people realize. It doesn't just stay in your mind, it spreads into every area of your life, affecting your actions, your relationships, and ultimately your destiny. When you allow negative thoughts to dominate, you begin to see the world through a distorted lens. Opportunities that once seemed within reach now appear impossible. Dreams that once burned brightly in your heart start to feel out of touch, and you find yourself doubting your ability to achieve them. This is how negativity operates. It erodes your confidence, limits your vision, and drains your energy. One of the most dangerous effects of negative thinking is its ability to paralyze. When your mind is filled with doubt, fear, or self-criticism, it becomes nearly impossible to move forward. You second guess every decision, you hesitate to take risks, and you find yourself stuck in the same patterns, unable to break free. Negative thinking breeds indecision, and indecision is the enemy of progress. You may have the skills, the resources, and the opportunities, but if your mind is clouded by negativity, you won't act on them. Over time, negative thinking chips away at your sense of self-worth. When you constantly tell yourself that you're not good enough, not smart enough, or not capable, those thoughts settle into your spirit. You begin to believe them, and they become self-fulfilling prophecies. You lower your standards, you shrink your ambitions, and you settle for a life that is far beneath what you are capable of achieving. Negative thinking doesn't just hold you back, it causes you to sabotage your own success. It doesn't stop with your internal world either. Negative thinking affects how you relate to others. When your mind is filled with negativity, you become critical, judgmental, and closed off. You project your fears and doubts onto those around you, and it damages your relationships. You might push people away or miss out on opportunities for connection because you're too focused on what could go wrong. Negativity isolates you, making it harder to build meaningful relationships and partnerships that could elevate your life. Ultimately, the greatest tragedy of negative thinking is that it blocks you from your true potential. You were created with unique gifts and a purpose, but when your mind is clouded by negativity, you cannot see that purpose clearly. You spend your energy focusing on what's wrong instead of what's possible. And as a result, you never fully step into the greatness that lies within you. If left unchecked, negative thinking becomes a habit. It becomes a mental prison that keeps you from growing, from dreaming, and from living fully. That's why it's crucial to recognize the impact of negative thinking and take deliberate steps to kill it. Because if you don't, it will quietly but surely rob you of the life you were meant to live. Negativity doesn't appear out of nowhere. It often finds its roots in the experiences we've had, the environments we've grown up in, and the beliefs we've been taught to accept as truth. For many, it begins early in life, perhaps from a difficult childhood, critical authority figures, or environments where doubt and fear were the norm. We absorb these messages, often without realizing it, and they form the foundation of our negative thinking. One common source of negativity is past experiences. If you've experienced failure, rejection, or disappointment, it can leave a mark on your mind. You may start to expect the worst because you've been conditioned to believe that things rarely work out in your favor. Those past hurts and setbacks create a mental script that says, why try? It's just going to fail again. Over time. This thinking becomes automatic, leading you to approach new situations with fear and doubt rather than optimism and hope. Another significant source of negativity is fear, fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. Fear has a way of amplifying the negative voices in your mind. When fear is present, your thoughts immediately jump to worst case scenarios, and you start convincing yourself that you're not capable or that something will go wrong. Fear feeds negativity, creating an endless cycle where you doubt yourself even before you begin. Negativity is also often a product of external influences, the people around you, the media you consume, and the environment you live in. If you surround yourself with people who are constantly complaining, doubting, or tearing others down, it's almost inevitable that their negativity will rub off on you. Humans are naturally influenced by their surroundings, and if you're constantly exposed to negative energy, it becomes more difficult to maintain a positive mindset. You begin to adopt their limiting beliefs and negative attitudes as your own, sometimes without even realizing it. The messages we receive from society and media also play a huge role in shaping our negative thinking. We are constantly bombarded with images of perfection, success, and unattainable standards. When we compare ourselves to these ideals, we often come up short, leading to feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt. The pressure to be more, do more, and have more can overwhelm us, making us feel like we're never good enough. This constant comparison breeds negativity as we focus on what we lack rather than what we already possess. And then there's self-talk. Many times we are our own worst enemy. The way we speak to ourselves internally can either build us up or tear us down. Negative self-talk, saying things like, I can't do this, I'm not smart enough, or it's too hard, is a major source of negativity. These words become the soundtrack of our lives, constantly replaying and reinforcing a negative mindset. We convince ourselves that we are not capable, that our dreams are out of reach, and that failure is inevitable. Ultimately, the source of negativity can be traced back to these influences, past experiences, fear, external voices, and our own self-talk. Recognizing these sources is crucial because once you identify where the negativity is coming from, you can begin to challenge it. You can interrupt the patterns that have been holding you back and start to replace them with thoughts that empower you instead of limit you. In life, the greatest battles we face aren't fought with our hands, but in our minds. The mind is where everything begins, our victories, our defeats, our hopes, and our fears. It's in the mind that ideas are born and where they either grow or die. Every day, there's a war taking place between positive and negative thoughts, and the side that wins is determined by what we allow ourselves to focus on. This is why it's often said that your mind is a battlefield. The real fight for your life happens in your thoughts long before it ever manifests in your actions. The mind is constantly being influenced by two opposing forces, one that lifts you up and one that pulls you down. On one side, you have thoughts of faith, hope, and possibility. These are the thoughts that push you toward your purpose, that encourage you to take risks, and that remind you of your potential. On the other side, there are thoughts of doubt, fear, and insecurity. These thoughts hold you back, causing you to question your abilities and shrink from your dreams. The battle is fierce, and it's happening every moment of every day. The problem many people face is that they aren't aware of this battle. They think thoughts are harmless, but they are anything but. Each thought you entertain has the potential to either move you forward or push you backward. When you dwell on negative thoughts, whether they come from your own insecurities or external sources, you give them power. You allow those thoughts to grow until they dominate your mind, leaving no room for positive thinking. This is why so many people feel trapped by their circumstances. The real prison isn't external, it's in their minds. Winning the battle of the mind requires awareness and intentionality. You can't passively allow any thought that crosses your mind to take root. You have to actively choose which thoughts to focus on and which ones to discard. Just as a soldier wouldn't let the enemy into their camp, you must guard your mind against harmful thoughts. It's a daily fight to keep the negative voices at bay and make room for the positive ones to flourish. If you let your guard down, negativity will sneak in and take over before you even realize it. It's important to understand that the mind naturally gravitates toward fear and doubt because it seeks safety. Your brain is wired to protect you from risks, so it often interprets any challenge or unknown situation as dangerous. But you cannot let your mind be controlled by fear. The thoughts of fear may come, but you have the power to choose not to dwell on them. Instead, you can choose thoughts that remind you of your strength, your capabilities, and the possibilities that lie ahead. That's how you win the battle in your mind, by consciously choosing thoughts that empower you rather than those that weaken you. The mind is not only a battlefield, it's also your greatest weapon. When used correctly, your thoughts can propel you to heights you never imagined. But if left unchecked, your mind can become your biggest enemy, holding you hostage with doubt, insecurity, and fear. The battle is ongoing, but the good news is that you have the ability to fight back. You can take control of your thoughts and steer them in the direction you want your life to go. Victory on this battlefield is not about avoiding negative thoughts entirely, because they will always come. The real victory is in your response. When a thought of doubt enters your mind, counter it with faith. When a thought of fear tries to take over, replace it with courage. When you feel insecurity creeping in, remind yourself of your worth. It's a deliberate, constant effort, but it's the key to winning the battle of the mind and unlocking the full potential of your life. Your mind is the battleground, and every day you are in a fight. The question is, which side will you allow to win? Choose the thoughts that bring you closer to your goals, that strengthen your resolve, and that push you to become the person you were created to be. Because in the end, the battle is won or lost not by your circumstances, but by the thoughts you choose to entertain. Words are not just sounds or letters strung together. They are powerful tools that can shape our lives and the world around us. What you speak, you ultimately create. The words you use have the ability to build up or tear down, to encourage or discourage, to give life or bring destruction. When you speak, you're not just expressing thoughts, you're planting seeds that will eventually bear fruit, whether good or bad. That's why it's so important to understand the power of your words, both those you speak to others and the ones you speak to yourself. Our words have a direct impact on our mindset and behavior. When you speak negatively about yourself, even in passing, you're reinforcing limiting beliefs in your mind. Every time you say, I can't do this, or I'm not good enough, you're training your brain to accept those statements as reality. And the more you say them, the more they become ingrained in your thinking. Before you know it, those words turn into actions, or rather inaction. You stop trying, stop pushing, and start settling because you've spoken defeat over your own life. On the other hand, when you choose words that uplift and empower, something remarkable happens. You start to see yourself differently. When you say, I can handle this, I have what it takes, you're speaking directly to your potential. Words like these trigger a shift in your mindset. They activate a sense of possibility and reinforce a belief in your own ability to succeed. Over time, those positive affirmations begin to transform how you approach challenges. You walk with more confidence, take bolder steps, and seize opportunities because you've trained your mind to expect success rather than failure. The impact of words goes beyond just your own mindset. They influence the people around you as well. What you say can either breathe the life into someone or drain the hope out of them. Words of encouragement can spark confidence in someone who's struggling, while words of criticism can deepen their doubt. Think about the people in your life, your friends, family, colleagues. When you speak to them, are you building them up or tearing them down? Every conversation you have is an opportunity to either elevate someone or diminish them. And the words you choose determine which outcome will prevail. Moreover, your words set the tone for the atmosphere around you. Have you ever noticed how one person's negative words can shift the energy in a room? In the same way, positive, uplifting speech has the power to transform an environment. Whether in your home, your workplace, or among your friends, the words you use can either contribute to a culture of growth and possibility or create an atmosphere of doubt and fear. It's a choice you make every time you open your mouth. Even in moments of frustration or difficulty, your words matter. It's easy to speak negatively when things aren't going well, but that's when the power of your words is most crucial. When you speak life, especially during tough times, you set the stage for a shift in your circumstances. Instead of saying, this will never work out, try saying, I'll find a way. Instead of saying, I'm stuck, declare, this is temporary and I will overcome it. Words like these have the power to change not only how you feel, but also how you navigate your challenges. They foster resilience and hope, giving you the strength to keep pushing forward. But it's not just about speaking positively to others or yourself, it's about speaking with intention. Your words are like arrows. You can't take them back once they're released, and they always hit their target. Whether you realize it or not, the things you say leave a lasting impression, both on you and on others. That's why it's so important to think before you speak, to choose your words wisely, and to be mindful of the impact they have. When you speak with purpose, you align your words with your goals and values, creating a reality that reflects who you truly are. The truth is, your words have creative power. They shape your thoughts, influence your actions, and define your relationships. The life you live today is a direct result of the words you've spoken in the past. If you want to change your future, start by changing your language. Speak words that inspire growth, that build your faith, and that align with the vision you have for your life. Because in the end, your words are either creating the future you desire or reinforcing the limitations you want to break free from. What you speak over yourself and others holds the key to unlocking your potential. Choose your words carefully, for they have the power to either limit you or set you free. The process of renewing your mind is not a one-time event, but a daily commitment to growth, transformation, and becoming the person you were meant to be. Your mind is like a garden, and whatever you allow to take root will eventually flourish. If you leave it unattended, weeds of negativity, fear, and doubt will grow. But if you intentionally plant seeds of positive, empowering thoughts, over time, they will produce the fruits of confidence, peace, and success. Renewing your mind requires you to consistently monitor what you allow into your thoughts, guard your mindset, and replace any harmful patterns with new, life-giving ones. Renewing your mind begins with awareness. You must become conscious of the thoughts that pass through your mind every day, the beliefs you hold, and the internal conversations you have with yourself. Most of the time, we don't realize how many limiting beliefs are guiding our decisions. Perhaps you've been telling yourself that you're not capable, that certain dreams are too big, or that you're defined by past failures. These patterns of thinking are like deep grooves in the mind, and they influence your actions, often without you even realizing it. But renewal starts when you take control. Instead of allowing negative or limiting thoughts to run your life, you must challenge them. You must replace old ways of thinking with new ones. If you've been thinking, I'll never succeed, you begin to declare, I am capable of great things. If you've been thinking, I'm not worthy, you start affirming, I deserve happiness and success. This shift doesn't happen overnight. But with persistence, the way you think will begin to change, and so will the way you live. One of the most effective ways to renew your mind is through intentional positive input. The mind is shaped by what it consumes. If you feed it negativity, it will produce doubt and fear. But if you feed it with words of encouragement, stories of triumph, and principles that inspire growth, your mindset will begin to shift. This is why it's essential to surround yourself with materials and environments that foster positivity. Read books that expand your perspective, listen to speakers who challenge you to grow, and fill your mind with truths that uplift and empower you. Daily meditation or reflection is also a powerful tool in the renewal of the mind. Taking time each day to quiet the noise around you and focus on what's important can help you reset your thoughts. When you meditate on positive ideas or principles, you allow those thoughts to sink deeper into your consciousness. It's like reprogramming your mind to think differently, one thought at a time. Meditation gives you the space to break free from the constant bombardment of distractions and focus on renewing the core of your mindset. Your environment also plays a significant role in renewing your mind. The people you spend time with, the conversations you engage in, and the media you consume all influence your thinking. If you're constantly surrounded by negativity, it will be much harder to renew your mind. But if you intentionally create an environment that supports your growth, you'll find it much easier to maintain a positive, empowered mindset. Surround yourself with people who encourage you, who challenge you to become better, and who believe in your potential. Choose to engage in conversations that are constructive and distance yourself from influences that drag you down. Another key aspect of renewing your mind is breaking free from old habits of thought. We are creatures of habit, and our thoughts often follow familiar patterns. To renew your mind, you must break those cycles and introduce new ways of thinking. This requires effort and intentionality. It means catching yourself when you fall back into negative thinking and consciously choosing a different perspective. Over time, your new thoughts will become your new habits, and your new habits will shape a new reality. Renewing your mind also involves patience and grace. Change doesn't happen instantly, and there will be days when you fall back into old patterns. But renewal is a journey, not a destination. Each day is a new opportunity to choose better thoughts, to reset your focus, and to align your mind with your higher purpose. Don't be discouraged by setbacks. See them as opportunities to grow. With every step forward, you are becoming the person you were meant to be. Ultimately, renewing your mind is about aligning your thoughts with the vision you have for your life. You cannot expect to live a life of purpose and fulfillment while clinging to old ways of thinking that limit you. To step into the future you desire, you must think like the person who already lives that future. By renewing your mind daily, you're not only transforming your thoughts, you're transforming your entire life. The people, places, and influences you surround yourself with have a profound impact on your thoughts, emotions, and ultimately your life's direction. Just as you can't grow healthy plants in toxic soil, you can't cultivate a positive mindset in a negative environment. The company you keep, the conversations you engage in, and the content you consume shape your thinking more than you might realize. If you want to live a life that is filled with hope, success, and purpose, you must be intentional about surrounding yourself with positivity. Positivity is contagious, just like negativity. When you spend time around people who uplift, encourage, and believe in possibilities, their energy rubs off on you. They inspire you to think bigger, to push past your fears, and to keep going when things get tough. On the other hand, negative people can drain your energy, cloud your thinking, and cause you to doubt yourself. When you're constantly exposed to pessimism, criticism, and fear, it's difficult to maintain a positive mindset. You might find yourself adopting their negativity without even realizing it, which is why it's so important to guard the environment you place yourself in. Surrounding yourself with positivity doesn't mean ignoring challenges or pretending life is always perfect. It means choosing to be around people and influences that encourage growth, solutions, and resilience. Positivity doesn't shy away from problems, it approaches them with a mindset that says, we can overcome this. When you have people around you who see challenges as opportunities and failures as stepping stones, you start to adopt that mindset as well. They remind you that setbacks are temporary, and they encourage you to keep moving forward. One of the most powerful things you can do to maintain a positive environment is to evaluate the relationships in your life. Ask yourself, are the people around you building you up, or are they pulling you down? Do they speak life into your dreams, or do they cast doubt on your ambitions? Surround yourself with people who support your growth and who believe in your potential. These are the people who will help you see your strengths when you're feeling weak, who will remind you of your purpose when you're feeling lost, and who will challenge you to be the best version of yourself. It's not just about people, though. The content you allow into your mind is equally important. In today's world, we're constantly bombarded with information from social media, news outlets, entertainment, and conversations. If you're not careful, it's easy to let negativity slip into your mind through these channels. Be mindful of what you watch, listen to, and read. Does it inspire you? Does it encourage growth? Or does it fuel fear, doubt, and negativity? Surrounding yourself with positive influences means curating the content you consume so that it aligns with the mindset you want to cultivate. Your physical environment also plays a role in shaping your mindset. The spaces you spend time in, whether it's your home, your workplace, or your community, should be conducive to positivity and growth. A cluttered, chaotic environment can lead to a cluttered, chaotic mind. On the other hand, a clean, organized space can foster clarity and calmness. Create spaces that inspire you, spaces where you can think clearly, dream freely, and focus on what matters most. Sometimes simply decluttering or adding elements of beauty and inspiration to your surroundings can lift your mood and enhance your mindset. Another key aspect of surrounding yourself with positivity is engaging in activities that recharge your spirit. Positive energy is not only absorbed from others, it can also be cultivated within you through the things you do. Whether it's spending time in nature, practicing gratitude, exercising, or pursuing a hobby that brings you joy, these activities nourish your mind and spirit, helping you stay grounded and focused on the good. When you make time for things that uplift you, you reinforce a positive mindset that can withstand the pressures and challenges of life. Finally, understand that positivity isn't just about external factors, it's also about the internal environment you create for yourself. You are the most important source of positivity in your life. Your inner dialogue, the way you speak to yourself and the way you handle your emotions determine the quality of your mindset. Cultivate an internal atmosphere of positivity by practicing self-compassion, gratitude, and optimism. When your inner world is filled with positive energy, it becomes easier to navigate the external challenges you face. Surrounding yourself with positivity is a choice you must make every day. It requires intention, discernment, and sometimes difficult decisions. You may need to distance yourself from negative influences, limit your exposure to harmful content, or take steps to create environments that foster growth. But the effort is worth it, because when you fill your life with positivity, you position yourself for greater success, deeper fulfillment, and lasting joy. While the power of thought is undeniable, thinking alone will not produce results. Action is what brings thoughts to life. Many people get stuck in cycles of overthinking, dreaming, and planning, but they never move beyond that. They have brilliant ideas, great intentions, and clear visions, yet they hesitate to act. Thought alone doesn't change your life, only action can do that. You can have all the knowledge and insight in the world, but if you don't apply it, it's meaningless. Action turns potential into reality. Action is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. You can think about success, envision your dreams, and plan every detail, but without taking that first step, you remain in the same place. Often people wait for the perfect moment, thinking they need more preparation, more information, or more clarity before they can act. But the truth is, there will never be a perfect moment. Waiting for ideal conditions often leads to stagnation. Real progress happens when you take action, even if it's imperfect, and adjust along the way. Taking action, no matter how small, generates momentum. Once you move from thought to action, you begin to build confidence. Each step forward reinforces the belief that you are capable of more. Action creates a ripple effect. When you act on one goal, it often leads to other opportunities and insights that you couldn't have predicted from just thinking. The act of doing unlocks doors that would have remained closed if you had only stayed in your head. Movement creates new possibilities that weren't visible before. Many times, fear is what holds people back from action. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of making mistakes. It's these fears that cause people to remain stuck in their thoughts. But the truth is, fear is often magnified by inaction. The longer you wait, the bigger the obstacles appear in your mind. Action is the antidote to fear. When you take that first step, you often realize that the thing you feared wasn't as daunting as it seemed. Each action you take diminishes fear's grip, and before long, you begin to see challenges as opportunities rather than threats. Action also leads to clarity. People often think they need to have everything figured out before they act, but the reality is that clarity often comes through action. When you take steps toward your goals, you gain valuable experience and insights that help refine your direction. You learn what works and what doesn't, what you're truly passionate about, and what paths to avoid. Thought alone can't give you that kind of insight. It's through doing that you gain the wisdom and clarity to keep moving forward with greater precision and purpose. Action requires discipline and persistence. It's not always easy. And there will be moments when you face obstacles or feel like giving up. But consistency in action is what leads to lasting results. Success is not achieved in a single burst of effort, but through the accumulation of small, steady actions over time. Each action builds upon the last, and eventually those small steps add up to significant progress. Discipline keeps you moving forward when motivation wanes, and persistence ensures that you don't give up when challenges arise. It's important to remember that action doesn't have to be perfect to be powerful. Many people are paralyzed by the fear of making mistakes, but mistakes are part of the learning process. The key is not to avoid failure, but to learn from it. Action, even when it leads to setbacks, is still progress because it provides valuable lessons that thought alone could never teach. Every failure, every misstep brings you closer to the right path. The most successful people in any field aren't those who never fail, but those who fail and keep moving forward. Action is also about accountability. When you take action, you are holding yourself accountable to your goals. It's easy to talk about what you want to do or think about what you could achieve, but action requires you to back up your words with effort. It forces you to commit to the process, to put your time, energy, and resources into making your vision a reality. Action demands responsibility, and that responsibility fuels growth. In the end, action speaks louder than words, thoughts, or intentions. It's not what you say you're going to do, but what you actually do that counts. Your actions define your character, shape your future, and create the life you desire. Thought is powerful, but without action, it remains potential. It's in the doing that you transform dreams into reality. Take that first step today, no matter how small, because progress begins the moment you decide to act. In conclusion, the journey to overcoming negative thinking and transforming your life begins with the intentional decision to take control of your mind. Your thoughts shape your reality, but they are not the final authority. Your actions are. By recognizing the impact of negative thinking, you can break the cycle of doubt and fear that holds you back. Renew your mind daily, replace toxic thoughts with empowering ones, and surround yourself with positivity that nurtures your growth. Remember, the words you speak and the people you engage with will either fuel or hinder your progress. But ultimately, it's not enough to simply think differently, you must act. Action is the key to unlocking your potential. Move beyond just dreaming and planning and take that bold step towards your goals. Don't let fear, hesitation, or perfectionism stop you. Clarity, growth, and success come through action, even when it's imperfect. When you align your thoughts, words, and actions with your vision, you create a life that reflects your highest potential. So kill your negative thinking, embrace a mindset of possibility, and act on the life you were destined to live. The power to change is in your hands. Choose today to step into that power.